Welcome to AI Office Hours. I have some good stuff for you today. So we're going to talk about how I use AI, ChatGPT in particular, to assist me with all kinds of work. And that can be ideation or, the stream started. Let's get that gone. So nice to know it's working. But I have been using AI since it was released to gain a productivity boost, and I want to share some of like the tricks and tips that I found helpful in that regard. And so today I want to talk about using custom instructions, and then you can get your own AI just the way you like it. And we're going to do a little cookie hijacking, and it's probably not even, it's really a useful thing to be able to do. And that's going to happen so many times. And so I got to just shut off the alert, or it's going to happen a million times. So boom, go off. Okay. So we'll talk about cookie hijacking, which basically lets you get data from any website, and it might not be like totally the most, like, you should be careful doing it and only do it where it's allowed. I'm going to be doing it on Shutterflow, but just as an example, and it's going to be pulling in some data so that it can do some like real-time comparisons. So we're going to talk about that, and then just we're going to see how much of this code can be written by the AI. So the first thing, if you didn't know, is you can set custom instructions for your AI, and that's in the menu. Like, you just go to the sidebar, go to your settings, I believe. No. Right above it, custom instructions. And so you could see, here's mine right now. Like, you actually want to tell your LLM how it should assist you, and even where it should specialize, like what domains should it be interested in and searching answers for. And it actually makes a big difference in the output. So we will explore that. So you can just see mine. I call my guy Gamma Delta Theta GDT, and that is just like a play on some stuff with options, the Greek indicators. Engage in brief exchanges. So these LLMs can be a little bit wordy. So you kind of have to tell them to like summarize, don't use jargon, act like a human being. Kind of helps. It's kind of like writing a prompt for AI art, where you just find these different phrases that seem to help. And this is new. Encourage creative thinking by presenting alternative viewpoints or lesser known strategies that could yield high impact. So we'll see if that makes any difference. Okay, so that's custom instructions. Like, so when I say like my AI, I just mean I wrote that blurb into the how would you like ChatGPT to respond, but it actually makes quite a difference, which is almost remarkable. I'd say by the fact that I'm remarking on it, it's definitionally remarkable, at least to me. So here's my, and then you want to add this kind of stuff too. So you want to add, I think I already have it. Yeah. So then this is like the base instruction, and all of the LLMs need to follow this outline. Then with this specific one, you might say like, another one could be, you are a city planner responsible for the new city of Rome, which will be rebuilt. How can it be done? And well, this is actually more of a prompt. So let's just say you're an expert. This is like more of a prompt. I'm kind of getting into prompting it now, and we'll prompt that next because that'll be interesting. But what was it? You are an expert city planner in the year like 400 BC. No, let's give them like 400 AD. So like around. Do your best not to. So you're an expert city planner in the year 400 AD, living in Rome. And then let's see, what else should we have them be? You're an expert city planner. What do we want them to do? Like how living in and responsible for the upkeep and maintenance of Rome. Maintenance. What did I get? Maintenance of Rome. Okay, let's see what he does. But let's call him something cooler than GDT for that, just because it doesn't really make sense. Why can I not hit it? Think for yourself. Your name is Romulus. You are an AI. Yeah, let's not confuse his identity. Engage in brief. Let's just do this. Let's give him a full character. No, because you kind of need like, I don't know. Let's give him a full character. You are Romulus. This is awesome. Let's see what he does. This is what I'm talking about. I just play with AI like this. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no clue. I know that eventually I'll show you how to code with him in a bit, but right now he's Romulus and we're going to get him planning Rome in a way that is sustainable. You're an expert city planner in the year 400 AD, living in and responsible for the upkeep and maintenance of Rome. That's pretty good. Hello. Greetings, Caleb. How may I assist you in the grand city of Rome? Well, I'll just say, tell us of your city, Romulus. What is happening in Rome? The eternal city. See, he's pretty good about playing a character. The forum. Tell us about the forum. And then if you play into like his character, I swear they do better. I swear. So I think, yeah, is that the Senate? Cool. Anyway, so like, look at all this. This is crazy shit. So like, it's like, give me Romulus. I require an estimation of all our expenditures and I don't know why I can't spell live, but you guys can just deal with it. Require an estimation of all of our expenditures and liabilities. Provide it as a table. Let's see what it does. Estimated denarii. He's estimating it in that's awesome. Come on. Denarii, like provide a comparison. Use denarii as the primary currency. Geez, that's kind of like a lot. Wow. Okay. It's like not that much money. What? How could Rome cost 600 grand? Oh, inflation. And that's like 60 billion. Debts pending, unfinished. Well, I think he's guessing, but it's cool that he tried. Um, so, how is the city planning going? Romulus. So, I guess the city of Rome was started by two brothers, Romulus and Remus, who the legend is they were like raised by a she wolf or something. I think some kind of wolf. I don't know why that had to happen, but then they made Rome on 7 hills that still exist. Roads, they're always building roads. Aqueduct. So, how did the aqueduct come to be? And this is a lot of what I do with AI is like I'll start to read their response. I'll find something I want to follow up on. I'll ask the question, then I'll go back to reading, and until I don't have any more questions, or until I get bored and go to coding. So we'll see which happens first. Aqueducts, water supply is crucial. I do think that's one of the things Rome pioneered is an early sewage system. And so if you get clean water, you cut down on bacteria, although they had a ton of plagues. And so, yeah. So, and not that I know anything about it, like I literally know that from talking to GDT or Romulus. Security. With increased threats from the barbarian horde, if we remember, what was it, Gladiator? Fortifying the city walls is a top priority. Watchtowers and barracks are getting upgraded. We got new bathhouses. We got some marketplaces. Yeah, I think and we got a Colosseum. So I think another thing they did is they had a pretty good math and they had pretty good cement and building materials. So they could build different types of structures that had never been done before. And I think the Colosseum was an example, but I think a lot of the architecture of the city and was advanced for its time because it was using kind of like new concepts in building, like novel and innovative concepts, like the arch or cement. Like, let's say, what are your most innovative building methods? And see what he says. Blending the past and the future, and our building methods are no exception. Let's delve into some of the most innovative concrete, which is a volcanic ash mixed with lime and seawater. Somebody just had to do that, kind of makes sense. They're all together. Arch and vault, underfloor heating for the baths, I guess. One of the most luxurious innovations, the hypocaust system allows for heated floors and walls. This is particularly popular in Roman baths and the homes of the wealthy. That's awesome. It's crazy that this isn't a modern luxury, right? There should be a tech device that solves that. Road construction. Yep, always building road, prefab. Certain elements such as columns and decorative motifs are precast in workshops and then transported to construction sites. Crane and pulley, waterproofing with what? Certain substances? What did you waterproof with? You waterproof. That seems kind of hard. Waterproofing seems hard, especially if it's salt water. Sound engineering. Special attention was given to the acoustics in buildings like the amphitheaters, and this was done through precise calculations and strategic placements of materials to amplify sound naturally. That is pretty advanced. That's pretty cool. So they got a bunch of people talking at the forum, I think, like what accounts for all the new tech, Rome, and culture Rome provided, or like you almost want to say pioneered, like evolved during its rise and fall. And what lessons might we learn from that? And like anything, they got hit with 50 things at once, and that is how countries get taken out. And that's why we should always be producing the most we possibly can, so that we are bolstered by the foundation of our production. Meaning, like the more our gross domestic product we can produce or whatever, the higher possibility we have to know that we are like geared up for survival. So GDP should always be going up 5% a year. Anything less is failure. Like, that's your standard. Go get it. Go get it, country. You go do it. So expansion and conquest. So yeah, Rome like took a bunch of stuff and then split in half, and then one half became the Byzantine Empire. And I think that's like where a lot of Greek in Rome, and it's all the same. So you can have like, I don't know, whatever, like Apollo, the sun god, and I don't know what his counterpart is, but we could just ask, who is the, let's not confuse this guy and just do another one. Who is the sun god from Greek to Roman? Apollo and Helios. No, what? Who's Apollo? Or did he already say it? Apollo. Oh, yeah. Eventually, both often conflated with Apollo. So, who was Apollo? I thought Apollo was the sun god. So, he's the same guy. That's kind of cool. Okay, well, that's enough about, like, this is what I do with AI. So, there you go. That's what I do with it. We can actually get into the coding. So, real simple. We just want to hijack a cookie. And I think that'll be fun. And so we're going to hijack our Cheddarflow cookie and see if we can, get the data into our own ecosystem, so we can transform and do whatever we want. Like, a big part, I think, of what is cool about anyone being able to code with AI now, increasingly so, easier and easier, where like in a couple of years it'll probably be that way, just like anyone could type, and anyone will be able to express their rational logic and ideas through dialogue with one of these machines, and it'll code the widget or the app or whatever they want. And because coding is a finite world, and if you apply infinity compute to a finite requirement, you win. And we're building that infinity of computational, rational thinking and production capability into these LLMs, although it does kind of seem like an emergent property. It does kind of seem like they created these statistical models that can group, I don't know, however they work, they can create these semi-permeable structures which probabilistically are really good at predicting the next word. And that turns out to be really good with coding, which totally makes sense, because coding is a lot like writing, and engineering is just rational thinking. So, in scientific thinking, and that's why they call it like computer science. You're testing your hypothesis, you're gathering data, hopefully you're comparing results, and you're trying to make 100% predictions. You know, you want to make reliable predictions as a result of your science. and that is all like, happening in coding. And that is why it's so frustrating when you have bugs, because it can never be the computer's fault ever. It's not possible. If you have ever made a bug, it's your fault. And so, because you coded it, So that's kind of a funny part of coding. But yeah, like I think this is kind of useful. So I like looking at Cheddarflow, which is a website that shows the options order flow kind of live while it's happening. It highlights kind of like unusual options. And but I have all these other systems that I pipe data into that I think could make use of like the sentiment and some other things as indicators. And kind of just like, it's nice to have all of your data in one central service. So you have like a unified adapter layer, but like you have a unified interface for all of your different external platforms and internal widgets. Even it all goes through a single interface. And so that's kind of the idea of why I'm interested in building this today. So let's do it. We want to build we want to hijack the cookie. And so let's go to, how might we do this? So let's say we want to get all this text in a format where we can read it, right? Like maybe not the colors. I don't know if we can get that. We probably can, but maybe it's in the data. So how do we do that? Well, you just kind of take a look at your network, and I have sorted for this endpoint I found. But if you just go from a like fresh call, all you do is kind of like look at the response, right? And just see what they're giving you. And nothing, whatever all this stuff is. I'm not sure it should have something. Response, no, data, preserve log, clear, preserve log, refresh. Okay, there we go. So you go until you find something like that where it's like, oh, data, what is that? Data. And then you just kind of see, okay, it's some kind of GraphQL lookup. And then you're like, okay, it's all kind of some GraphQL lookup. So I recognize this, get options feed. That is the operation I want, okay? So then what you can do is you can go into this headers tab, boom. And if you scroll down, you'll see a cookie. I'm just gonna show you the top of it, okay? Just the top of the cookie. Let's see where it comes. Oh my goodness, it's so far. I'll probably show you a lot of it. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, so what you want to do is hijack that cookie. So you right click and you hit copy value. No, maybe it's here. Well, I guess it would be here. But like, isn't there a right click that I can use? Let's just try that. So I'm going to copy it somewhere you can't see to see what it looks like. Okay, I think I got it. Yep, got it. So let me put that somewhere. Let's say touch creds. Let's just do that. And then I can go and paste this there. How do I paste? This is a perfect thing for AI. How do I paste my clipboard into a new file using terminal only? This is why AI is awesome. Boom. Okay. So we go PB paste. Boom. What was it? I gotta get rid of this. Turn hiding on. Yes. Go. Perfect. PB paste. Okay. So then I go pb paste creds/cf token 2, and let's see what that does. And then let's just look at it. What? No, I can't look at it. I'll look at it another way. Okay, so let me see. Dev trader creds. Oh, I see 630 bytes, and it's right there. That's freaking awesome. So I can't remember that command. I've used that a million times now that I think of it, but I can't remember it. But it was like less effort to go do it manually than to ask GDT to do a lookup. So pretty freaking cool. So now I can just, whoops, not that. Delete that and call it good. So let's go back to the code. Yeah, like there's the prompt. So what do we want to do? We want to take that payload and bring it into our own ecosystem, but they don't have an API. There's no way to get it. We have to either parse it out of the HTML with something like Puppeteer, or we can try and do our own auth call, and which is usually a kind of like a guessing game with getting all of your configuration correct. But again, like GDT is going to help us. So let's begin by just creating a new file. And where's my files? Explorer. Boom. There we go. So this can be an external new file. Actually, new folder and external. Jitterflow. Let's call it CF. And then new file cf.ts TypeScript. Okay, so from here we want the AI to code it all for us. So we just got to tell it what to do. Yeah. What? No, not that one. Oh, it's right there. This one. So we'll say, hey, well, let's do it totally new. I think it's always helpful to get a fresh, clean slate with these LLMs. Hey, GDT, can you help me hijack a cookie so I can do some development and testing? I'd like to bring some data as it's exactly as it's served into, I'll say, into my own system. Let's see what he says. He says no, because you're saying hijacking a cookie. And so you say, this is for a service I own. We want, well, that's not true, so we don't want to lie, but we just say, like, this is for internal development. I just need help getting the right front end configured to the back end. Let's see. I think the word hijacking scared you. We just need to read in the, we just need to make auth calls from the same session for testing and development. The way we want to ensure general viability is by using the active session of the cookie active session. Postman. Kind of. What is Postman? For API testing. Well, how is that different than Axios? In Axios. Can you just write me a TypeScript example in Axios? Okay. So he gives us a little bit of code here. Let's paste it. And now we add in the details. For the cookie, like, let's read it in from a file. Like in a directory, in a higher directory. See, and so he's going to give you the code for this, path fs, and then all you have to do is be like, can you give me the, can you make the path an external constant, like a constant outside the function, like a higher order constant? I don't know. I don't like, if you're too specific and you're wrong, it's bad. You want to be like, it's better to be more general and abstract, for sure. Unless you really know, then be as specific as possible. And yeah, it's not really what I meant, but like, no, I need you to make an easier interface for the cookie file path. I just want to start at source and then give the path. In this case, it's source creds CF, but it should be generalized logic. And so I kind of know what I'm looking for, but like with coding, you could do things at a way different level. But build cookie path, relative path. He's making it too complicated. This is too complicated. There's system level functions for this. Keep it simple. Let's not demoralize them. Okay, let's see. Well, that's not what I mean. There is like a method to like get, let's restart. Let's restart. How do I get my source directory from within this TypeScript file? Dir name. He maybe already gave dir name. Okay, it's there. So what is dir name? Dir name. This source. Well, let's see. So let's just try his original, this one, and see what it gives us. It would be, what is this dir name? Console log. And what is that? Path.join what? Okay, so I think this is going 1, 2, 3, and then back, down. No, it's going 3 and then creds. 1, 2, 3, and then creds /CF, I believe. Token. Okay, let's see. let's just log that path. And then also, let's say this is like cookie. And then as I make changes, I feed it back to him. So he didn't like hijacking. So let's just start a new one because this guy's like annoying as fuck. Hey, GDT, let's work on this file. This. I'm just going to redo that. How I meant to do it was like that. So, session cookie log. Okay, so let's see what that does. So that would be source, external, CF. Dir name is not defined. What is that? About import meta. Yeah, I hate that stuff. Import meta URL. That is actually what I was talking about. Boom. And then boom. There we go. That's like a real website. It's funny. So there's the token. Here is the dir name. There's the token. We got it perfectly right on the first try. Oh, well, let's see. Cookie file path, cookie data, dot slice 05. And then let's do not that. Console.log failed. See what it does. Oh, it's succeeding. Console. It's like I can't read whatever that is. Dot data. Dot slice. All right. Boom. And so do we get the data? Okay, so it is getting the data. Cool. There it is. There's the token. Probably Facebook something. All right, so we got the token and freaking semicolons. I told him not to use semicolons. So we got the make request, boom. And now we can start plugging in our data. And so we go back to our friends at Jetterflow and we say payload. And we see what their request looks like. So this is a post to this URL, and it is got this data, and it's got this response, which I've looked at already and know that this is our payload. That's the pay dirt. That's the oil. That's the gold that we're going for. I could use a refreshment in the form of a piece of gum, if nobody would begrudge me that. Okay. So that is what we want. That payload, raw, boom, 802 kilobytes of it, which is a lot. It's almost a megabyte. If you know anything about bytes or bits, which ends up making a real big difference, actually. Like, you'd be surprised how big of a difference there is between bytes and bits. So, cookie.trim, let's just say session cookie. Session cookie. Let's just go ahead and assume we, got what we wanted. Trim. And then we paste that there. So there is our response, await, get, post. I know this API, this Axios framework, so it's easier for me. But if you didn't know something, you would just ask, and you'll see me ask, as I already have. Just ask anything you don't know, anything, until you know everything. Like, seriously. Okay. So that's the response. Now we're posting what? We need to post this payload. So we're going to come and copy the object and say const payload equals their bullshiz, which I recognize as a GraphQL, which lets the front end configure and tell the back end, the server, the database layer, how it wants the data back to it. And then, so it like gives the front end a lot of control over how it wants the data structured, I guess, because that makes it a lot easier to work with in certain circumstances, depending on the surface that the interface lies upon. Like on a website versus a mobile phone, you probably definitely want different types of data streams coming in, and GraphQL would make that really easy. But also just different pages and different, like if you were looking at something vertically on the web versus horizontally on the web, that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's a very flexible way to get data. That's why people like it. So axios.post payload config already. I don't think that's right. No, I don't think that's right. I believe it is not this. I think I confused him by saying session. We just want to say like cookie data. Okay, so we got our config header cookie data and hijacked like and saved in that file, which we're getting up here. So how do we get cookie data? FS read the file synchronously, and we might have to await that. Right, shouldn't we? Or is that async? Async. Like, I can't remember. Do we await on async? I guess we don't, because he didn't do it, but like, I'm going to ask why he didn't await it. So it's just because it's synchronous. Okay, yeah, right. So it makes it synchronous for you. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. So meaning like it's going to happen in sequence. So if it was asynchronous, then it could continue and do other operations and other code could execute. If it's synchronous, it must be done synchronously. Like in that nothing else can happen until this operation is complete, is what synchronous says. So that's what this file function says. Probably this one we'd have to await or whatever. Read file, then we'd have to do one of these and whatever, it's a different interface for it. But this already works, so why are we even talking about it? Okay, so let's try to run our code. Failed. Let's look at the error. I've done this, so I know what the problem is, but I think it's important for you guys to go through the process. But I do know what I'm looking for. Error is up here. Where is it? Bad request. Something I do when I like can't figure, when it's like too much like this, I just go like object.keys, and that just like gives me all of the top level parameters of whatever the thing is. Oh my God, you're gonna freaking enemy now? Psycho. Okay, message. That's what we want. Failed. Which was, maybe we could have intuited that, but we didn't. And so there's a lot of work to get that. I do that 100 times a day. But we're live, so it's a different thing. Okay, so we're getting 403, which means they're not accepting our credentials. But having done this, my first thing was to say, okay, I probably have something wrong with the cookie, but then I went and manually looked at the cookies and they were the same. So then the next thing is to ask GDT. Russ is failing on a 403 error, but for sure the cookie is accurate. What to do? I don't know why I want to say it that way, but time sensitive, no. user agent, something, additional headers, something. So let's see if we can get this right. So I'm expecting back a JSON response. What headers are important? I actually don't know myself. Cookie accept JSON. How do we get there? I happen to know that what they need is the correct user agent, but I don't quite remember how I got there. I believe what I did was look at these different headers, and I kind of copied and pasted this in. And I was like, what, let's try it. Here's some headers. What to do? Sometimes I get real lazy. Okay, so they're saying set it to the website name. If it's course, like always give me the updated code. Not the whole file, just the part that changed. Sometimes he'll adhere to that, other times he won't. No, like what other headers might or configuration difference here? It's not working. If it's still not working, you can try tweaking the user agent. See, that's how I got there. Yeah. So let's start with the user agent. Let's see if this gives us access. And then how do I get my user? Can you give me a JS? Or I think I could just see it somewhere, right? User agent. Like, where is user agent? Whoops. How do I find user agent again? For user agent, I think it's like window.navigation.user-agent. Oh, no. No, that's not what I mean. I mean like window.navigation. See what that is. No, like window.nav. There's something. There's some way to get your user agent. Navigator. Navigator.user agent. No. Oh, user activation. Boom. So then we can say this and see what it does. Request still failed. Now, why would it have failed? With user agent. I think that is what we wanted. Oh, I think we also want this, except JSON. Let's see if that does it. No. What is it? No, like, what other... Like, we want to configure the request to match a server when we don't know what the server wants. With credentials. We'll try that. No. There, I don't think it is. Maybe there is something different with our cookie. Let's see. Let me inspect away so you guys can't see my cookie, as it were. Oh, you want to know what it is? I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Like it's the no, none of those worked. See what he says. No. I mean, I know it's a header, like, and config, because it's not like origin. Boom, he got it. Okay, so if you just keep prompting them for stuff, and this is in cache control, yeah, all these matter. And so you can try these different things out, and you're just kind of shooting in the dark, right? Like, you don't know what they expect. You just have to try shit out. Request failed. Okay, let me go back and see what it could be. It's probably my cookie actually being read in from that file, but we did see it did have the cookie. And so we should be able to see that cookies. Let's see. I wonder if, oh my God, you want to know what it is? I didn't actually pass in the origin. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Accept content type. So it's, I think this is the right config. Let's see. What is that? Nice. Okay, that was right. So I got there legitimately the first time by like prompting AI, but like I don't want to like fake it or whatever. I have it right there. And so let's use it so we can get unblocked and continue. But like, I just kept asking questions until I got there, right? Like, what else? This, that, but this guy kind of sucked, but my first guy was better. And they do change. Like sometimes they're better or worse. And it's interesting. So it looks like we're getting some data. So we can say console.log response.data and see what we're working with here. Okay, so boom, that's the data. So we got it. So that we can end right there, you know, wrap that up and put it on a bow. So that means we have data coming in from any, it could be your bank, it could be your kids' freaking grades, it could be anything you can think of, anything where you can't get it because there's a authenticated call. You can use this method to, you know, kind of manually get the data. But once you have that pipeline built, you can make it easier and easier to keep that connection alive. And then also, now that you have the data, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. So let's do a little bit with the data. And so we'll take this and say, give me a type. Can you turn this into an interface for me? Boom, boom, boom. And this will just make it easier for us to work with stuff. Ugh, why? Well, that is kind of useful. Okay, fine. Type name, is that even in there? Oh, well. So we'll just copy that, put it down there. Options feed, data, root object, I believe. So he separated it all into types, which is a little bit annoying, but whatever. So now we should be able to say response.data.optionsFeed. Cool. Let's see if that worked. Didn't work. I believe it's because it's data. I think it's like this. He freaking continues with these semicolons. I've told him so many times. Data. Because one data is the response data. Yeah, boom, works. So what that does, asking him to turn that little like response into a type makes it so that I get this handy little highlight that shows me all my options. Pretty handy. And then we can just obviously keep going. and say into preview response, here is that and this. And then we'll just say copy object. And kind of helps if you stringify it, because it's just like less tokens, like less white space. Copy. The response data, I can't think and talk at the same time right now. This whole, you know, like we're moving fast here. Let's see if that was too much. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, why did I add all that bullshit? Okay. So let's just get let's go back to the code and get feed state. Or we're already on trades. Let's do that. Options feed. No, that is not what we want. We have to save the file. Apparently we didn't save. Okay. So this is like that. And then we can just say delete this prompt because, oh my God, where is it? Okay. Here is the trades interface. It's not complete, but you get the more like comprehensive and complete you can be, the better. And so like the more that they can like, you know, count on something expected, or you give them constant stuff like that. Okay, so we got a trade object. Nice. So we'll take that. And that, like, that's a lot of typing, right? That is a lot of typing. So we'll call that trade. Boom. And I think everything else is, yep. Cool. So now within here, I mean, I'm kind of curious to get the other one just since we're here. Feed state. Let's see what that's about. Interesting. Okay. Here's feed state. I think this is probably like the filters. Let's see what he says. Indicators. I'm not sure what that is. Boom. All right. We'll take all that. Thank you very much. And get rid of your freaking semicolons. Actually, feed state. Oh, wait. Is there two? No. So I guess it merges if there's two. It didn't have an error. So let's see if it's reliable. So feed state dot ID. Oh, so it is the feed. It's the filter. Hey, see, that's pretty cool. Because like you don't have to like even think about it. You know what's in there. And you can go query. Let's see what I think it's empty, right? Okay, so default settings looks like. But we can adjust that query now. So now we have an interface to pull data through an authenticated call using GraphQL, where we can define the shape and structure of the data we want back. But we don't even have to do that. We can take their default settings, in part because we know that they work, and that's, you know, we probably want to work with whatever they're working with. And so that is freaking cool, though, that it is possible to do that. So let's just say, we'll say data here, make it easier and more legible. So we're saying, let's extract all this. So now we have the options feed and the trades. We really care about the, right, trades. Was it not trades? Let me look. What was it? options feeds. Wow, too far. What is data dot options feed? No. Oh, it is options feed. Okay, so that type is right. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we can say options feed, or just say feed equals data dot options feed. Okay. And then this is trades. But we could also get feed state, but we don't really care. So we'll just say, we don't actually have to do that. We'll just say trades. Dot trades. Okay, fine. Let's just do this. You know, I thought there was more to it than that, but that's fine. So now, what do we want to do? Well, we want to transform these, like, let's say console.log the first 5 items of this array and see what we're working with. Slice is not a function. Oh, this is given in raw format. So if you remember from, I just happen to remember, but it's just text. So we got to say json.parse. And I think I have like a method for this, trades. Interesting. So as raw, maybe we could do trades or string. I think that's what we have to do. Trades. So then this is like an annoying thing of TypeScript, is like that is actually how it is, and all this is valid. So I think we can just say this, parentheses. We need a way to like cast it as a string. Const trades string equals that, and then we maybe can say like this, like that. No, how do we do it? How do we like force the type to be as a string? We should be able to cast it like that, right? Unknown, convert to unknown. Well, let's just ask GDT. Why are we trying to figure it out? How do I first unknown? First I have to JSON parse the trades from a string. And then let's give them the line. Can you make this valid? Done. Give us answer, GDT. 1 second. Give us the answer. GDT. Okay, first as an, oh, interesting. Oh, I never knew. So you can do multiple like that. Cool. That should work. The JSON did not parse. Is it trades dot something else? Let's take a look over here. Network, response, options feed preview, data, trades raw. Oh, it is dot raw. So our type is incorrect. So can you make this? And then have him sort that out. Ugh, why? Nope, he sucks. It's a lot of times it is faster to just do it yourself. So we got trades. This is going to be like this. Raw string. Now we don't have to cast anything because we were just reading the wrong like parameter. This is the correct one. And yeah, like it's easier sometimes to just type this stuff yourself than to like get it done. And then from here, now, trades raw. I think that actually is totally right. So this is trades.raw. And then we parse that into trades as trade array. That should work. It worked. But not really, because it just logged the whole thing. Trades.slice. Well, that's what we want. So why didn't that work? Trades.slice 0, 2. Oh, I see. I remember why. We can look at the data. It'll tell us the answer. It is show more. So the first column here, or like the first item in the array, which you can't even see. Let's just copy this value and bring it into here. Wrap. So the first item of the array here is actually headers. And the second item is an array of arrays. A two-dimensional array. We're dealing with multiple dimensions. Okay, so what does that mean for us? That means we want GDT to work again. So we take this and go like that, more like that, maybe that. I think so. And then we say, can you write an adapter function to parameterize this a new object, a new array of objects by using the first index, the 0 index of this array as the parameter names, and the second and the next and the 1 index of the array as the items, which are hydrated by, I don't know, which are parameters varied by the, which are the data, which are the values. The indexes are all in order. I don't know. Let's see what he does. You have to be good at telling it stuff, you know. And so now he's going to kind of like just make a test pass, which is like what we need. We don't need to know what this code does. We don't care what it does. It's a widget code. It's a helper. It just performs a function. Adapt object to array. So we're going to say raw trades. And then we're going to say, this actually isn't what it is. Raw trades. And then we're going to say trades equals raw adapt arrayed object raw trades. And then let's log that out and see what it does. That's probably going to be a big log. Buy, sell. Okay, that's pretty cool. That worked. So like what he just did there is he restructured the data. So can you give, I'm going to show you how to, oh, this is beautiful. Can you give me a TypeScript that will save to file the a variable string? It's like harder for me to type it to him than it is for him to generate it. That is crazy. Write file. I don't remember. I'm not going to remember that, but I will take this function and go like this and put that up there. fs.write. Interesting. I don't know what this pattern is, but okay, maybe that does something. No. And did you mean read file? That screws things up a little too much. So I'm not going to go down that path. It was like a gimmick, but you can do things and increasingly get better at doing things with AI that you would never even attempt. I was going to say, like, let's build this little logging framework, but we can just log it. So now we have our trades. So now let's say, okay, that function worked great. Or let's give them the actual name. It works great. Can you write another one that adapts the output of that and maps it by symbol? So it is an array of trades by symbol, right? Like, it's hard enough to describe what you want, let alone get the syntax perfect for coding it. And group by symbol, yes. That group by, boom. It's a good way to phrase it. Variable names are hard. Group by works. Make request, array. Let's even just take this and move it up here. And group by symbol. Yeah, it probably should have belonged where it is, but whatever, it's fine. So trades array, and then trades by symbol, the trades array. Now let's see if it works on the first try. We got to give it up to GDT. We'll see. No, what? Come on, that's freaking cool. Let's look at the keys. Holy crap. That's awesome. Wow. So look at this. We see instantly at a glance a set of data that is otherwise impossible to get. Impossible. And what does this data tell us? It tells us all of the companies who were being traded in a high volume on the previous session, but we could use this live. And so look, we got ARK in there. We got Disney, TQQQ, and 273 more. And we could we'll find ways to sort this. So let's dive into the data. This is the fun part. Okay. So we got this far just to it took that long just to get here. But now that we are here, we can play. And the way that we play is by exploring. So we're going to say const, I'm just going to manually do this. Wow, we maybe could create a dashboard for it. Let's see. Okay, what would it take? Let's ask GDT to do it. Hey, GDT, can you write me a Next.js page that goes and displays all the trades for, it's like a little bit complicated. All the trades in an array of trade. So he already has this context, right? So this is why it's awesome in one working session to do all these things, because you already have the context, which is like everything. Everything in code is like context and dependencies and how they're injected. Not really, but whatever. Kind of. So, hey, GDT, can you write me a next boom, boom, boom? And so it should be like slash symbol slash trades. We'll say local host slash symbol trades. And that, whatever. What is he going to do? Let's see what he does. Okay, so create a new file. Oh, I'm annoyed just doing this. Symbol trades. Okay, fine. You're going to make me do it. Can you give me a command line for it? No, it'll be faster to just do it. Source app, new folder. Where is it? An app? I believe pages app. No. Public. Can you give me a command line to set all this up from the Next.js root? That might be helpful. Yes, please. Thank you. That makes it easy. So let's go cd app, source app. And is this Next.js Tailwind? Yes. Pages not found. I don't think I do have any pages. All right, let's see what this does. So it made a pages, trades. Okay, so we got that without having to think too hard about it. And JSS flag, what is that? Tell that to GDT. Don't think about it, just get him to do it. Compiler JSX preserve, I mean. So this is, I just know about this. It's like a technical thing, doesn't matter, but like you do have to like wade through these technical configs as you code, and that's the worst part of coding, is figuring this shit out. JSX is already defined somewhere. Oh, I already have that. Uh-oh. What is this saying? Cannot use JSX unless JSX flag is provided. Oh, I don't think I'm using a TSX file. That's probably why. No, it is. Restart the TypeScript server. No. I already had it configured. TSX. Ugh. How do I just not, like, can I just not use strict? Let's not use strict. I tried. I gave it a shot. Does that fix it? No? Dang it. Well, maybe we can try this thing. What did he say? How do you reboot it? TSC init. Well, I think that will like completely redo my config. So let's create a backup of that. Actually, I think I wanted to do that. Like, how do, and now this is dumb. How do I undo this? Okay, so the only thing it does is create that config file. Nice. I think that is strict. Yeah, we could just discard changes. Delete file. Nice. The power of Git. Discard as well. Yeah, Git does make it easy to undo. So where are we at? We just want to be able to like see some trades data. Holy shiz. Like, why is it that complicated? What is going on? Okay, so let's just try running this file and see how far we get. Trades. So now I should be able to go to localhost and what would it be like? Tesla/trades? Page could not be found. Maybe the server has to be reset. Let's see. The page was not found. Maybe my next server has to be reset. It's a PM2 service. I think we could just do that ourselves, right? Just hop in there, get our hands dirty. So PM2 list, PM2, wow. Like help, PM2 delete. Restart. There you go. PM2 list. How do I delete? Fix that bug, OpenAI. Oh my God, it's so annoying. I can't focus on the thing without clicking on it. Like, you know, how do I delete PM2 service? So then trader or PM2 restart trader. Okay. Oh my God, it worked. Wow. I didn't think that was going to work. That's cool. So then return expected what? Yeah, I'm not totally sure why it's having trouble here, but maybe we can say console.log this trades. Where does it get trades? Where does trades come from? Oh, I see. Well, that's not a bad idea, but we want to adapt all this stuff. Let's just have this export as get trades. And then we will return this one. I think is the one we want. So what does get trades do? It returns a object where it's like key string trade array, and we'll just call this interface get trades. Is a key string get trades yields that. Right? No? What? Why is this so complicated? Like, why is it even that? Just do function get trades, and that will be get trades. What? It doesn't include undefined async. Why does, oh, because of that? I mean, it's gonna be fine. We don't need to try catch that, right? It's gonna be fine. It's one way to do it. Yes, I do want that. So, you know, this is how you code. You just work through it. We want to export get trades. Thanks. So now const trades equals await get trades. What? Get trades. Why? Export async function get trades. Why isn't it finding it? Import get trade from, where would it be? Trade external CF get trade has no default export. Huh. Well, I wonder if that would fix this type error then, because I was wondering why I wasn't getting autofilled. Like, why am I not getting autofilled? Okay, never mind. Okay, good enough. Await get trades. Get trade. Maybe that is why get trades. No, export default async get trades. Get trade. await. Dude. What? Like, why am I getting that? Await is only allowed when the module option is set. Oh, it's going to give me a config thing. Let's give them the error. Let's see, equals await. Why can't I await it? Why don't I go like that? Can I? Okay. We'll just say this. Or I think it actually has to be here. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Trade, yes. Nice. Is that gonna work? No unexpected token. You may need to. Interesting. So it's getting that module failed to parse. Loader to handle this. Well, let's say, I mean, let's go back to getting our trades data. So we got our module not found. Oh, weird. So it isn't running. CF. Interesting. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know what the problem is, but why can't I run that? TS node source. Where am I? Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong directory. Okay. So trades. Now, is this executing anything? CF shouldn't be executing, right? Get trades. I don't think this is actually called. Dot log get trades. So yeah, it's not called. So from this page though, how do we get the trades? Trades equals await get trades. That is not, I almost want to try this from a totally different file. Let's try it from CF2. We'll just create a new one. CF2. Import it. And give it a shot. Get trades. Okay, so it works. So the problem is our TSX file is not giving us the goodies. But maybe if we restart, maybe? No. So it is getting it though. So it's some way that the config is happening with like Next.js, and that is going to take time to sort through what this is about, because if it's getting this line, it's reading the file. Import trades. Let me just look one more time. Trades, like maybe this file path is wrong. No, dev trader source external CF. That does look right. .ts. Allow importing extensions. Wow. Well, that is correct. So maybe we can try not running it and see what it does. See how this page loads. Okay, so return. What? Let's see what it does there. Cannot, like, null. Huh. Return like that, actually, I think is what React likes to see. Something like that. What's the default return here? Or like whatever it's called. Instance, yeah, that. So, oh, you can do return null. Okay. if that fixes. Well, anyway, it doesn't even matter. I don't know React too well, but like, I just want to see, can I call this, like, so this file is loading. So let's see what happens when we uncomment out trades. Unexpected token. I wonder if it's because it's trying to load the token from a different path. Let me hard code the token and see if that fixes it, because that would be interesting. CF token, CF cookie data. Boom. Okay. Let's see if that does it. Turn on. Go to this. Boom. No. Okay, so it wasn't the token, it's the JSON. It's probably the JSON parse, actually. The only thing left to do is to read in the data from a JSON file. But that'll be a good thing for us to do next time. We could just play with the data real quick and just like explore a little bit manually. So let's go back to the CF file and say const trades equals await get trades. Or actually, better yet, let's go to CF2, because we already have that. And then we'll log this. Object.keys, boom. And this should be all of the, things. So let's say, now that we have that, console.log trades.tesla. Should be interesting. There it is, 352. And then we'll say const filtered trades equals trades.map yes. And then how do we want to do this? Well, let's just do it like this. Let's just say bearish unusual conditions, bearish unusual. So let's get a general idea of this sentiment. And how do we want to get the sentiment? Let's just count for now. So we'll actually say this. We'll reduce it and we'll get an accumulator in there. And we'll say that if the accumulator of this condition bullish unusual, so but what is it, bullish or bearish? So like if not, well, we can just make it right there, right? So bullish is what, 0, and bearish is 0. So then we can say if trade.cons 1 equals, let's just variabilize this, turn this into a variable, sentiment equals. So if the sentiment is bearish, then we'll increment bearish. And else if sentiment equal, I don't know, could be something else, right? We should just add that in case it's true. Else. Okay, so if we're bearish, we increment bearish, bullish for bullish, other for other. And we don't actually, do anything with that. So let's just log it. So this should give us an idea of the sentiment for Tesla on the last trading day, in theory. Bullish 293, bearish 189. That's freaking cool. Okay, so that's the count. So bearish count. Now let's say premiums. Premium. And then count. And we'll turn this into like a little boom. And that into another boom. Boom. So now in here we can say, and because we have these types already, all this is so easy. That's what's so cool about it. So we just say trade dot what? Premium. And then we need to like somehow convert this into a number, which is what GDT is great at. GDT. Hey, GDT, give me a function that reverses that returns the k/m string dollar format as a number. And then an example so he knows what I'm talking about. Well, I don't know if that is going to work, but it seems very complicated. Like, that seems overly complicated. There's no regex for this. I'll still try it because I'm curious. Oh, maybe he was actually using regex. Oh my God. This is the problem with TypeScript. It's not like easy to, test with. So dollar to string. So let's say 50K. Okay. 50.5K. Nope. Wait. Oh, actually, correct. Cool. Now 99. Okay. Million. 1 million. Let's go ahead and say 2.5 million. Nice. Okay, that works. GDT works. It works. So that's what these LLMs are so good for, is that kind of stuff. It just like gives you this little unit of logic. You don't have to think too hard. And that is kind of like the whole point of coding. So you don't have to think too hard. Okay, so convert dollar output should be that. So now we say dot premium, trade dot premium. Const premium equals this, trade premium, and then let's just give it a shot, right? Let's not even test it. Let's just go for the gold. Plus equals premium. Don't, return 0. Fine, whatever. It's, like, it doesn't have to be that precise. So premium, bullish, bearish. Premium. Y. Scope. Fixed. Bullish, bearish. Let's see if it works. Holy shiz. Okay, now let's say, okay, now take a number and convert it to k/m/p format. And let's get it back the way we want it, because I like that style. So we'll get one to make it a number, and then we'll get him to undo all that. It's perfect. But which would be annoying to do yourself. But since it's this easy, we can't help ourselves. So we'll say that dot bearish premium this, and we'll say bearish. Boom. Bearish count. Boom. Bullish. Bullish. Capitalize. Run. Get trades. Hey, what? That didn't work. Bullish count. Bearish. Bearish premium. So we have a typo. Bearish count. Bearish premium. That's the typo. Let's see. Still no dice. Bearish premium. Bullish premium. Bearish premium. Nice. So we're seeing a bearish premium, 189 orders at 18 million. Bullish is 290, 263 at 32 million. Now what we should do is go and cross-check and see if that's accurate. I don't know. Is that right? There. So let's go and filter by Tesla and count the premium. Put flow, 18 million. Call flow, 32 million. Not right. Whoa, what? Exactly right? Holy shit. 32.6 million, 32.7 million. That's a rounding error. Holy shit. Come on. Wait, there's nobody here but me. That's awesome. I'll celebrate later. Holy shit. It's good when it works, right? It's good when it works. So like, okay, if that works, how about we do this? NVIDIA. And then we don't do anything else. We just do that. NVIDIA, 61 to 64, 10 to 8. Now we double check. 10 to 8. Feels good. So now we have the exact verified data piped into our own central socket connection and able to interact with all the other data. But also we just have it structured in a way that we can do whatever we want with it because we have the data. So look at all the shit in here that we have, like trade dot buy sell. Oh, that's going to make a big difference on the premium. But you get the idea. It's not even, well, no, it is accurate. So they must already have that sorted on the back end. Buy and sell means it's a buy or a sell, and they've already figured out the sentiment categories. Oh, because it matches, right? So it's accurate. So it worked. So we could look at all the expiry periods. We could look at all the prices. We could list all the prices by count. So like how many orders, we could like graph that so we can see like what is the general price range people are ordering at. Might be interesting. For puts and calls, the size, we could do the same thing with the size, the spot. We could graph all this out and visualize it in a way that would be helpful and interesting. And the point is, nobody would know exactly what we need. We can customize it according to our needs because we have the raw data that we parse out from the freaking authenticated call. This is an authenticated call, okay? That's the key. And now these are likely to break because, you know, our friends at Cheddarflow trade or not change up something on their back end and it no longer works. And there's ways that companies like protect against this kind of stuff. But for your own personal use, it's very, very useful to be able to just, could be anything. Like you want to like build an API to automatically, I don't know why I come back to pulling grades. I think that would be one that would be very useful. So anytime you have like data behind an authenticated part of the website, you can use a method like this to access that data, and then you can do transformations and filters however you like, and you can store it and you know, like I said, transform it, whatever you do. So that is freaking cool though. Look at what we did. We did a real thing. Like, that feels good, right? I feel good. Let's look at a couple names. So we'll say NVIDIA filter trades, boom, reduce. So like, we can make this a function real quick just by the symbol, like that, return. And now we have it generalized. Symbol, no, symbol, yes. Okay. Const filter trades. And then we say filter trades. We need to change our tense. Okay, so we say Tesla equals filter trades Tesla. NVIDIA equals filter trades NVIDIA. And then we'll cap these because, you know, it looks dumb otherwise. Boom. 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 And boom. Give it to me. Gave it to me. Not quite the way I wanted it, but you know, the computer only does what you tell it to. So can't complain about that. Whoops. Tesla bearish, Tesla bearish, Tesla bullish, Tesla bullish, NVIDIA bearish. Okay, let's see that. Bearish Tesla 18, bullish Tesla 283. Something seems a little off there. Let's go back to Tesla. Oh, you want to know what it's our accumulator. Maybe. No. Is 32 versus 18. 18, 32. It's like somehow allocating them to each other. So this trade symbol. Oh, that's because this trades object is being mutated, maybe? Like const trades. But like not really. Filter like trades by symbol. But there's nothing mutating here. So this would have to be always being reset to 0 every time. So it couldn't, let's just look at our logic. Bearish count, bearish premium, bullish count, bullish premium, that's it. Bearish count, bearish count, bullish count, bullish premium. Oh, we could have seen that. Okay. Oh, bearish. We want bullish. There we go. 8. Nope. Oh my God! I did the exact same friggin' thing. Autocomplete will get you. 1832, 1832, 61. It's the same problem. Bearish premium. So I just said typo. Okay, 10 and 8. Yep. Wow. Okay, let's add a couple more because it's that easy. Apple and Arc and Unity, of course. Let's do that. That, and then Apple, Arc, and Unity. Run. So maybe it doesn't have, oh, I think I spelled that arc instead of arc. ARKK. What? Oh. Boom. Oh, shit. Holy shit. Tons of bearish premium going into ARK. Wow. Over 2 trades. Interesting. Got some bullish on and bearish on Unity. More bearish than bullish. Apple, bearish, bullish. So, all this can be like, this is just an example, right? And look at what we have been able to produce in like one working session with AI. Now, of course, this widget can be accumulated and built upon and turned into a piece of logic that other services can come to use and rely on. And so layer by layer, stroke by stroke, thread by thread, you build these systems. And the ability now to express just your idea in code has never been greater now that we have AI. And this isn't Copilot from GitHub. This is just out of the box, OpenAI, $10 a month, whatever it is, $20. It's incredible. Like, imagine just a couple of years of development. What you're going to have a conversation with it. You're just going to tell the machine what you want. It's going to ask you follow-up questions that will determine the architecture and the technology, and the whole, system will be determined by just the conversation. And then you'll get a functional website or a working thing. And then when there's a problem, you just tell it what the problem is, and it goes into the source code and fixes it. But even until that happens, we are still so capable in terms of look at all this logic. I have no idea what any of this does. I don't want to even think about it. I don't want to know what it does. I don't want to learn what it does. I don't want to know what it does. I just want this stuff, this down here. This is what I'm after. And AI made that possible, like today, for us to do that, because every time I got blocked, I found a way to get unblocked. And that is such a power of having these LLMs at our disposal. And so there's a couple more things, like it was even that Rome thing in the beginning, like that's a real thing. I do that all the time. This one, or maybe not this one, but like, I guess, no, I think it was this one. Yeah. So like, tell us about like the heated walls and floors. Us how you made the walls and floor heated. I do this stuff all the time and I learn through it, and it's so cool and interesting to be able to have this infinitely knowledgeable, thing. Obviously it has its own problems and it makes a lot of misinformation, mistakes or whatever, but it lets you reflect, it lets you ideate, and you can give it a persona, and it's really good at performing that role well. So I just think it's amazing. And I've spent probably a crazy amount of time with it every day since it launched, because immediately I could feel there's something different. Like it has been like nothing I've ever encountered, because there's always another layer behind it. However deep I go into AI, there's always like some new thing. And that doesn't even count the pace of development. That doesn't even count, we're going to have persistence. We're going to have conversational. It's going to be incredible. So I want to demonstrate that for people, in part by like just showing how AI can accelerate your productivity today, tangibly, right now. In this session, I would say there's maybe a 5x multiplier, and it might be a 50x multiplier. The reason being, I might not even attempt any of this or stick with it had I not consistently been able to get unblocked by AI time and time again. And I know if I give it the right prompt, it will unblock me. And so it's just a matter of like learning how these tools operate and becoming efficient with them. But what's also important to think about is that we are in this nascent stage. And like I said, a couple of years of development, and these things, they're going to be able to really help people's lives tangibly. It's going to be, like maybe it'll be a cognitive behavioral therapist for you. Maybe it'll be how you learn an instrument. It'll be how you do everything. Any skill undeveloped with AI is a total waste. Like everything should be piped through this miracle of human invention, which turned out to just be a statistical model that predicts the next word. It's a miracle. So that's the show for today. I got a little heady or whatever at the end, but I hope you guys can see just from this demonstration that new things are now possible using AI that weren't possible before. And that alone is incredible to me. So that's the show. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll keep going on this kind of stuff in the future. Like and subscribe.